Hey everyone, it's Nicholas Wilton at Art to Life, and today I just want to talk about the problem of having too many ideas, of just having so many things you're thinking of doing, how that can get in your way, and how to maybe narrow it down a little bit. Um, I've struggled with this a lot. I do a lot of stuff, and I've always loved to do a lot of stuff, but it used to be worse. Not only in my art, I do so many different kinds of work, and I would work a little on one kind of thing and then do another kind of thing, and I'd learn different kind of materials, and then I'd jump over here. I was jumping all around, and and I wonder why I was doing so many different things. You'd think it would be so satisfying, but I never really understood why it wasn't so satisfying. And then I had a teacher explain it to me this way, which totally nailed it for me. She was saying that, remember when we were always asked to do those essays or a composition in grade school, and it was always like you come back from summer and the teacher would say, write an essay about what you did in the summer, what you did over summer vacation. And they were so boring to do and kind of hard. It's like, I don't know, should I do it on this? Should I do it on that? And and the problem is, the difficulty and why it's not fulfilling is because it's so vast. But if the assignment is, tell us about the day last summer when you felt the most joy, like that's so much easier. Like you start thinking about it. So as we move the goalposts in on the choices we have, the choices actually become more, it's richer, it's deeper, it's easier to, you think you'd have less, but you actually don't have more as you bring them in. So this thing of jumping over here and jumping over there and trying this and trying that, it's just really not super satisfying. And that was so helpful for me to do it. And so understanding it is one thing, and then doing it is another. So what I do now, because I come up with tons of ideas, if I just have a conversation with someone, it gives me an idea for this and an idea for that. What I do, and you can apply this to any part of it, whether it's your life or your art or all of it. I kind of get everything comes in, an idea for a program or an idea for a painting or so I have these categories. But what I do is I have a place to write this stuff down. I just download it off of the brain hard drive, because having all these ideas in my head, thinking, oh, I got to get to this one, I got to get to that one, it tires you out. So I just write them all down and have them, so I know that at least I'm not going to lose them. And then the next stage is to come back to this and look over them and ask yourself, what's the one thing I could do next that feels the most engaging for me, that makes me feel the most alive, that feels the most juice, the most energy. And you can tell just when you read it to yourself, and it's like sometimes, and it might be something in your art, it might be something in addition to your art, but it's really getting that read. And you usually have to do it like a day or two later. You've got all these things, they just come in no particular order. It's like dreams almost. And then you can get a read from one of them. But it's just choose. It's answering that question. What's the one next thing I can do that will fulfill me in a way that will make me feel alive? And that's the one you want to do. Now, the tyranny of this thing is that we think because we're doing one kind of work, or we've chosen to do ceramics instead of oil painting or whatever, that don't think on such a short-term playing like time frame. You're an artist, you're creative, you have this whole arc of a life ahead of you. But it's really cool to just do one thing at a time, and to just that's what you're doing right now. It's not forever. You are going to change, but it's so much more clarifying for yourself to just drop into it really deeply and go with that one thing. And what happens is you kind of don't even have to, you end up not going back to those other things, because as the goalposts of what you're doing, this is what's happened to me. Oh my God, I want to do watercolor, I want to do all these things, but just in the world that I've narrowed it down for, it's just getting more and more expansive. And I'll tell you what's cool about this also is that as you become narrower, right, you're going the idea is to go deeper, but be more narrow. Instead of being broad and being more shallow on everything, like that's not so fulfilling. And the work you make when you're going deeper and more narrow becomes more like you, and it becomes more different out there in the world. And that attracts people because it's like, whoa, like this is not just like a little superficial thing. This is like, this person's really paying attention here, and they've done it for like 3 weeks in a row. And they're showing something that is being unearthed in a deeper, more substantial way from within themselves. So the work gets more authentic. And for those of you who want to like get your work out there and have it be seen and have it kind of be shared, this is really, really important. So it is easier and it benefits you. It's more calming, and it also attracts people to your work and makes stronger work when you go a little more, more deeper and more kind of narrow that focus. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear how you choose amongst all the cool things and opportunities and ideas. Art making is creative, and doing it generates more ideas. So this problem is not going away. You just have to learn how to manage it and not let it take you down. There's nothing worse than having too many things going and nothing's really like that substantial. It's like snacking all the time. It's not as good as being really hungry and then sitting down to that awesome bowl of soup that you made, and that's so satisfying. Anyway, again, let me know your thoughts on this, and for those of you who are new here, go ahead and download that free Color Tips PDF, and there's some cool stuff in there about color. So thanks for being here, you guys, and I hope today in the studio is going to be great. Okay, thanks.